Hi, it's Dan Wickwire here. In this session, we'll look at question number 189 in my book, 200 Questions About the Bible and the Quran. Here's the question. When Moses asked to see God's glory, did God actually allow Moses to see the backside of God in a human-like form? Yes, according to the Bible, but no in the Quran. Look at first at Exodus chapter 33, 10 to 11. Now, Moses is out in the wilderness with the children of Israel. It says, all the people saw the pillar of cloud standing at the tabernacle door, and all the people rose and worshipped, each man in his tent door. So the Lord spoke to Moses face to face as a man speaks to his friend. And he would return to the camp. But his servant Joshua, the son of Nun, a young man, did not depart from the tabernacle. So according to this verse, Moses apparently had a chance to see God. He was speaking to him face to face. A little further on in the chapter, Moses wants to see God's glory. And so he says, please show me your glory. This is verse 18 and 19 and following. He said, please show me your glory. Then he said, who's the he here? It's Yahweh. It's God himself. Yahweh speaking. I will make all my goodness pass before you, and I will proclaim the name of the Lord before you. I will be gracious to you, to whom I will be gracious, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. But he, again Yahweh, he said, you cannot see my face, for no man shall see me and live. Verse 21, and the Lord said, here is a place by me, and you shall stand on the rock. So it shall be, while my glory passes by, that I will put you in the cleft of the rock, and I will cover you with my hand while I pass by. Then I will take away my hand, and you shall see my back, but my face shall not be seen. So this happens. Moses gets a chance to see the backside of God in a human-like form. And Hebrews chapter 11 talks about Moses having lived and endured by faith, focusing on the power and presence of God rather than on fearing the visible mortal authority of Pharaoh. So Moses had a chance to see the invisible God from behind. He got to see a visible form, a human-like form of God from behind. Now, if we look at the Quran, it says this, vision, talking about Allah, and 6:103, vision comprehends him not. In other words, he's invisible. Araf 7:143, and when Moses came to our appointed place and his Lord had spoken to him, he said, show me yourself, that I may gaze upon you. He said, you will not see me, but gaze upon the mountain. And if it stands in its place, then you will see me. And when his Lord revealed his glory to the mountain, he sent it crashing down. And then he awoke and said, glory to you. I turn to you repentant. I am the first of true believers. So here the Quran takes the story out of Exodus 33 and twists it a bit. Instead of Moses getting to see the backside of God, God smacks down a mountain and flattens it out. And that's how he displays his glory, with a power play. So it's a different, the Quran alters the story that's written in the Bible. It doesn't take it word for word. It changes the storyline. So, the Bible, in the Injil, it says in 1 John 4:12, no one has ever seen God. So how is it that Moses got to see God visibly? I mean, he saw the backside of God anyway. That word seen, just like in English, in the Greek, there's edeo and horao. There's two different ways of understanding the word seen, both in English and in Greek. Oh, I see with my eye. Oh, I see. I understand. Nobody has comprehended. The word see can be understood as, oh, I see what you mean. Comprehension, understanding. We see the same sort of thing. 1 Timothy 6:16, talking about God, who alone is immortal and who lives in unapproachable light, whom no one has seen or can see. Now, God, when Moses wanted to see God, God said, "You can't see my face." Well, why not? Because there is glory emanating from God's face. It's like a light. It's a bright light that would kill a human body. A human body can't stand that kind of light and radiation coming off of God's face. It would kill you instantly. So that's what 1 Timothy means when it says that God, he who lives in unapproachable light, to whom no one has seen or can see. A physical body can't stand that. However, on the day of judgment in heaven, people are going to see God. Hebrews 11:27, this is talking about Moses, who by faith he left Egypt, not fearing the king's anger. He persevered because he saw him who is invisible. Well, Moses, by faith, he looked ahead, trusting God that he was going to supply his needs and protect him, which God did. And then later on we see in Exodus 33 that it says, Moses, the Lord spoke to Moses face to face as a man speaks to his friend. Well, that sounds like he saw him. He saw a person. He saw God incarnate as a person. That's what we call a theophany, where God makes a personal appearance in the earth. And so let me just run through a few examples. These details are taken from my book that I call An Analytical Analysis of the Similarities and Differences Between the Bible and the Qur'an. It's called a Fihrist. And there's a section in here where I talk about, can God be seen? Does God have a form or shape? Well, yes, he does. Look at these little things. I'm going to run this real fast. God has a spiritual body. 2, he was created in the image. Man was created in the image of God. In other words, what does God look like? He looks like a man. What does man look like? He looks like God. 3, men and angels came before the presence of God. There are verses with all of these things. You can look them up. God ate food with Abraham. Joshua wrestled with God. 74 Jews ate food with God. Moses talked with God face to face. I just read that verse in Exodus. Moses saw the backside of God. We just read that one. Joshua and all of Israel saw God. Joshua's son Gideon saw God. Manoah and his wife saw God. David and the elders saw God. Job saw God. Isaiah saw God and described him. Amos heard and saw God. Ezekiel described God. Ezekiel described God, even his clothes, body, and hair. Stephen saw the Son of Man standing at the right side of God. John described God. Everyone will see God. There are 7 places in the Bible that says that everyone's going to see God. An anthropomorphism. This is coming from the Greek anthropos, meaning man, and morphe, which means form. God is described in the Bible sometimes in human form. For example, he has a back, he has a heart, he has hands, he has fingers, he has a right hand, he has a face, he has a mouth, lips, tongue, foot, eyes, ears, head, hair, arm, waist, voice, breath, appearance. He can eat food, and he sits on a throne. He wears clothes. He can listen. He lives in a city. He can walk. He can ride a horse. He has a form and shape. He has a special form. He has a shape. He has a spiritual body. All of these things are detailed in here, and there are verses to go with each one of them. But to get back to our question now, when Moses asked God to see God's glory, did God actually allow Moses to see the backside of God in a human-like form? Yes, in the Bible, but no, in the Qur'an.